The program continues at 12 o'clock with the following side events. In the Caspian Hall, GovTech Solutions to Leave No One Behind. In the Turkestan Hall, a high-level forum on digital solutions for tracking air pollution and climate change. In the Almaty 1 Hall, empowering women entrepreneurs with digital tools. In the Almaty 2 Hall, digital solutions for infrastructure connectivity, productivity and growth. From 14 to 17 o'clock, the Astana Hall will host the continuation of the agenda on policy perspectives on building an inclusive and sustainable digital future for accelerated implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals and digital solutions for sustainable development. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ministerial Conference on Digital Inclusion and Transformation in the Asia-Pacific region. At the conference venue, you can explore the alley of top startups from Kazakhstan, interact with IT companies, and discover new IT products. At 9 o'clock, the opening ceremony of the Ministerial Conference on Digital Inclusion and Transformation in the Asia-Pacific region will take place in
Good morning, everyone. My name is Katarzyna Wawiernia. I am the resident representative of UNDP Kazakhstan, and it's my pleasure to be the moderator of this important event. Dear Under-Secretary General Armida Salsia Ali Shabana, Your Excellencies Ms. Zakupova and Mr. Madiev, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, colleagues, on behalf of the United Nations Development Programme, let me welcome you to this exciting side event dedicated to the GovTech solutions to leave no one behind. For welcoming remarks, it's my great honor to welcome our Under-Secretary General, Ms. Armida. Please, if you could come up to the podium, welcome.
Thank you very much, Katarzyna, for your welcoming, a warm welcome. Very good afternoon to colleagues, Excellency Madam Svetlana Zakupova, Minister of Labor, Social Protection of Kazakhstan. Also, dear Excellency Mr. Jaslan Madiev, Minister of Digital of Kazakhstan, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed my pleasure to be here with you today in this very important site event. And as you know, again, it's exemplified and showcased during this ministerial conference that Kazakhstan has emerged as leader in pioneering digital solutions that also not only within Kazakhstan, but already recognized beyond Kazakhstan. The government of Kazakhstan digital family card, I understand this will be showcased in this particular site event, developed with support from UNDP, stands as a good example to how digital tools can transform social protection payment system, ensuring that benefits are delivered with efficiency and transparency to those who need the most. So the targeting issue is not there anymore. I also would like to highlight the Smart Astana initiative, as it further exemplifies how data and smart technologies can transform urban development, enhance public services, setting a high standard for cities across the region. And of course, from our end, as Secretariat, we are fully committed, as GAP, Regional Commission, fully committed to supporting all these initiatives across our region. And in fact, the report that we launched today, this morning at the opening, our Asia-Pacific Digital Transformation Report sheds light on good practices in harnessing digital technologies, including the ones from Astana initiative as well as Kazakhstan overall, on how we can accelerate further SDG. I just also would like to note here that this so-called APIS initiative, because this is our region, the Asia Pacific Information Superhighway Initiative, and the 25, all this policy action identified in its implementation plan remains central to our effort to strengthen regional connectivity and accelerate digital transformation with regional cooperation. So we, in this regard, we would like to facilitate further collaboration cross-country in our region on these various beneficial initiatives, including the ones that will be showcased in this particular site event, the digital family card, and so on and so forth. So with that, again, I wish you a very successful site event and looking forward to the ensuing interaction as well as discussion. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Under-Secretary General, for these insightful and inspiring remarks. Your words have set the tone for our discussion today, highlighting the critical importance of digital inclusion in ensuring that no one is left behind. And I would like, at this moment today, to invite the Minister Madiev, who will share with us the importance of digital innovation in Kazakhstan's broader development strategy and provide a big picture perspective on how government is utilizing a whole of government approach to accelerate digital agenda in the country. Minister Madiev, we look forward for your insights.
Distinguished delegates and esteemed colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to present our country statement, not as the chair, but as a representative of the Republic of Kazakhstan. Over the past 3 decades within the UN, Kazakhstan has established itself a proactive and responsible member of over 70 international and regional organizations. Kazakhstan is proud of its role in UN ESCAP, and we remain devoted to its vital mission. Kazakhstan stands before this assembly with a profound commitment to fostering an inclusive and sustainable digital future. As we gather to discuss the crucial intersection of digital transformation and sustainable development, we must acknowledge the pivotal role that digital technologies play in achieving its sustainable development goals. The global digital economy, which is expected to reach $16.5 trillion and capture 17% of global GDP by 2028, underscores the urgency and potential of harnessing digital tools to address the world's challenges. Kazakhstan's global standing in noteworthy securing its 8th position in online services according to the UN ranking. At present, we have already achieved significant progress. The indicators of e-government implementation are improving each year. In 2023 alone, 274 million services were provided online, with 93% of the services accessible for our citizens directly from their homes. It is important to note that continuous efforts are being made to implement proactive services, those automatically provided by the government without waiting for citizens to apply. Currently, there are already 44 types of such services, which have been provided for more than 3 million times. Certainly, I would like to highlight our data lake, Smart Data Ukumet. We actively leverage the products of our data lake, guided by the principles of efficiency through data, accessibility through services. This includes 106 government databases and over 40 implemented analytical services. It serves as a comprehensive tool for implementing proactive services. For example, with the support of UNDP, we have developed a digital family card, enabling the introduction of new proactive services. Previously, there was no capability to track dynamics of the quality of life of citizens and families in an automated way, and our distinguished Minister of Labor will present in more detail this achievement. All these achievements have been made possible thanks to the key components of Kazakhstan's e-government system. This includes the Smart Bridge integration platform with over 1,700 business connections to government services, enabling the creation of new products and services. Smart Data Ukumet serves as a space for cross-data analysis and decision-making support. Gov.kz represents a unified platform for the websites of all state bodies in the country, operating according to a single standard. E-Notary is a digital notary service. E-Otanish embodies the principles of a hearing government. E-Densallık provides access to personal medical data. E-Sağlık is a tax, wallet, and many more. I would also like to mention that in Kazakhstan, several domestic AI projects are already making a positive impact. For instance, a public and road safety system utilizing AI is operational in 9 cities across Kazakhstan. The outcomes are impressive: a 40% reduction in road accident fatalities and a significant 50% decrease in crime in public areas. AI is making a significant difference in our communities. Ladies and gentlemen, we recognize that the challenges posed by climate change, social inequality, and economic disparity require innovative and collaborative approaches. It is within this context that I'm pleased to highlight Kazakhstan's initiative to establish the Digital Solutions Center for Sustainable Development. The Digital Solutions Center will serve as a hub for innovation, research, and collaboration, focusing on developing and deploying digital solutions that directly contribute to the achievement of the SDGs. Digital solutions are estimated to reduce global emissions by up to 20%. The center will play a pivotal role in this developing digital tools for sustainable development. We have already formulated a proposal for 23 digital solutions, which we are ready to provide to Asia-Pacific countries. These solutions include public services, cloud document management, taxation, customs procedures, and more. All these solutions have a multi-year successful track record already, and they are proven to be reliable as well as ready for use in other countries. In conclusion, Kazakhstan reaffirms its commitment to the accelerated implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals through innovative digital solutions. We believe that digital inclusion is key to ensuring that the benefits of digital transformation are accessible to all, bridging the digital divide and empowering communities. By fostering a future where technology drives sustainable development, we can create a more equitable and inclusive world for everyone. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Minister Madiev, for sharing such a comprehensive and forward-looking perspective on Kazakhstan digital transformation journey. Your insights into the whole of government approach and critical role of the digital innovation in driving sustainable development are truly appreciated. We congratulate the Minister on setting a strong example for the region and beyond the region also. To introduce, and at this time I would like to introduce the next speaker, and it's a great pleasure to welcome here Ms. Svetlana Zakupova, the Minister of Labor and Social Protection of the Population of the Republic of Kazakhstan. Ms. Zakupova is a really pioneer. She has been at the forefront of innovation, driving transformative change in social protection. Notably, Minister Zakupova's visionary leadership and ability to bring together a diverse team of experts have been instrumental in the successful implementation of the digital family card policy tool. So basically what we can say, Ms. Zakupova's face is the face of digital family card here in Kazakhstan.
Thank you very much for the invitation to this side event, Kasha. And I would like to thank the entire team of the United Nations Development Program in Kazakhstan for their support in the development of the digital family card. We had a small team of 10 people, and these 10 people made sure that there was a proper integration of the government bodies' information systems. They provided all necessary support in order to build up the entire logic of the digital family map in order to develop a proper scoring system that allows to evaluate the social welfare of families in an online format. So the logic was built up in such a way that every difficult life situation was linked to respective support measures. And this work was quite huge. Of course, there were lots of complicated moments, but we see now that the digital family card is working effectively. Therefore, we would like to present the ecosystem of the social and labor spheres that make it possible to provide services in the electronic format and in a very proactive manner. 50 government services are now being monitored and managed by the Ministry of Labor, and about 48 services are provided in the electronic format, whereas 31 services are provided proactively. That means that a person doesn't need to file an application, or a person doesn't need to go to the state corporation or the population service centers. A person doesn't have to prove that he or she has a right to such a social benefit or guarantee. A person just gets the SMS notification saying that he or she is going to be provided with such and such services, as long as the banking account number is submitted upon his or her consent. That allows to get social payments. The transformation of social services is one of the key trends of the modern society, and Kazakhstan actively introduces innovative solutions to ensure equality and inclusion. One of the brightest examples is the project of the digital family card. Digital transformation engulfed in lots of areas of our life, and the social area is not an exception. Integration of AI into the social sphere allows to streamline processes and increase the effectiveness as well as the quality of the services provided. And according to the official data, more than 60% of the countries of the world have already introduced digital solutions in the field of provision of public services. AI plays a very important role in this process, and according to the projections, by 2030, more than 80% of companies will be using AI, which will lead to the growth of global GDP by 14%. The digitization of public services promotes the financial inclusion. 76% of the adult population of the world has access to financial tools thanks to digital technologies. However, 1.7 billion people still have no access. Despite significant progress, the global community is supposed to ensure access to digital tools for everyone, and more than 2 billion people, mostly from the lower income countries, have no access to internet. Kazakhstan, in turn, is one of the leading countries in the field of digitization of the social sphere, and it actively develops online services for its citizens. In the index of online services of the UN, as a result of 2022, our country ranked 8th. And another important indicator is the share of social and labor services which were transferred to the online format, and it accounted for about 100%, as I mentioned earlier. The digital ecosystem that I mentioned,
that I have already talked about at the beginning of my speech that digital ecosystem for employment and welfare services in Kazakhstan is one of the priorities for the development of public policy in Kazakhstan. And steadfast development of these services enables us to improve the living standards of people and to better manage limited finite government resources. In terms of employment and labor market, the ministry has developed a singular modality that covers all the labor market aspects from professional counseling to skills development. Why is that important? If the digital family card, for example, gives us a signal that there is an unemployed person, then automatically that person will be notified of any vacancies depending on the skill sets that that person has. And all of that will be done proactively. That type of notification and that type employment profiling, and we now at a level where we can provide this service online and also offer people employment opportunities. Digitalization also plays a very important role in the inclusivity of public services. Because of that, people with disabilities get access and equal access to the employment market, which enables their social integration and improvements of living standards. I will stop reading here in order to talk about the role of UNDP here, which was at the forefront of the development of our system, IULIMET. That is a portal of social services, which enables us, gives us an opportunity to bring into one platform the consumer of social services and providers of social services. Previously, that was done as part of public procurement and public servants cherry-picked services and offered people with disabilities rehabilitation services, or offering them to go to a resort for rehabilitation, irrespective of individual wishes. This portal now gives people with disabilities the right of choice of provider, and that also has lowered corruption potential here. And right now, this portal is developing by leaps and bounds, and we believe that by the end of this year, there will be something new that will be implemented as part of this portal, and we'll have yet another opportunity to present this portal to your attention. And digitalization is a key instrument in reaching sustainable development goals. According to our data, out of about 70% of sustainable development goals depends on digital solutions. Kazakhstan also shows global leadership in this area as well. I would like also to talk about another initiative that has been fostered by the ministry, which is our planning system. As we know, sustainable development goals have indicators, and they have to be deaggregated to targets of our strategic documents. That means we have to be able to plan where there is a need for a particular project or for a particular service, and in order to better manage finite budget resources. And this program enables us to do exactly that, and that also includes the digital family card. In education, that is goal 4. Kazakhstan also puts emphasis on online education. We have a platform that provides equal access to quality education services to all strata of population in order to develop skill sets and skill mixes of our young people. And to ensure economic growth, which is goal number 8, we have YenBekZ, an electronic employment exchange, which enables people to find jobs, to find employment, raise their skills levels, and to make an informed employment decision. In terms to this end, Kazakhstan also implements innovation technologies in all areas, and the development and support to more than 16 information systems, and the active use of big data and AI also raises the quality of public services and enables us to reach other sustainable development goals as well, SDGs. And in terms of the family digital card, I would like to say that this is a very unique tool which enables us to gauge the level of prosperity of each family, to determine their needs for public assistance, and you will be able to see this system in action, and that will be done by the next speaker. And depending on the score, a certain index, prosperity index is assigned to every family, and there is a classification system, a directory, which divides population into different categories. That also will be demonstrated. For example, families that are at a high level of prosperity or low level of prosperity, crisis level or emergency level, where there is a need to provide more than a couple of public services in order to provide support to a family in a very difficult situation. And we have also a toolkit of measures of social support. Families with low incomes can get targeted assistance for housing, employment, etc., etc. And all the algorithms are part and parcel of the system that we're talking about, the digital family card. And what's most important is that all of that is done automatically. No public servant individually can influence the impacts and the results, the outcomes. And that is very important because definitely there is a possibility otherwise. There would be a possibility otherwise and there would be a scope for corruption schemes, etc., etc. But here the system automatically against its logic determines which kind of public support measures will have to be provided, and that is 100% guarantee that nobody will be left behind and everybody will receive the support measures that they need. And the experience of Kazakhstan demonstrates here that digital technologies can significantly raise the effectiveness and efficiency of provision of public services, and the digital family card is an important example of innovation in this area, and we received first prize at GovTech 2024. So how does it work? So here there are several stages. Number one, from a variety of sources. So we're talking about information systems that government agencies have. We collect data on individuals, which are then transported into the single platform, Smart Data UKMet, which is a data lake. Then that data is personalized and enriched in our system, inside our system. And then based on that information, the prosperity index is calculated for each family, depending against the methodology that has been developed and approved by the Ministry of Labor and Welfare. As a result, every family receives a category level that reflects its prosperity level and income level. And we are working right now with NITEC in order to make sure that this digital family card will become the backbone of our planning. Because here, for example, by just pushing one button, we will know how many square meters of housing we will need to build in order to make sure that everybody's housing needs a met here in Kazakhstan. So that what we'll be able to do just by pushing one button. That's just one example of housing. And in the future, all the labor market employment data will be routed into the system so that we can plan also automatically our public services, the scope of public services, and we'll also know how much money will need to be spent in a particular region, in a particular village even. That's just one example. For example, construction of good schools, good hospitals, ambulatory care centers, social protection centers, etc., etc. That requires a lot of planning. And for example, we're now mapping our public services, social services, in order to make sure that we know what the needs are in each village, in each settlement here in Kazakhstan, where we have people with disabilities, and those people don't have access nearby to a rehabilitation center. We have that information, and we can plan for it now using the digital family card. So thank you very much for your attention. Next, what will follow is a live demonstration of the system, and if there are any questions, please ask away.
Thank you very much, Mr. for your inspiring presentation and really impressive case study that the Ministry of Labour and Social Protection of the Population is leading on. Your dedication to improving the social protection system in Kazakhstan through innovative solutions like digital family card is truly remarkable. I think we can all agree that you have set a very pioneering example for the government agencies and in Kazakhstan and beyond. In fact, this side event is happening because we in UNDP are receiving so many requests from other countries to present digital family cards. So this forum, this possibility, we could not miss. It's really important to share this example with other countries to use similar solution to leave no one behind. The success of the digital family card now is a cornerstone of the national social code and is also a testament of your vision for a meaningful change. Thank you once again, Minister Zakupova, for your contributions and for sharing your knowledge with us today. And in fact, I would like to really invite you both to come here and join me. I'm not a very skilled moderator, but Minister Mendeyev, could you also come and join Minister Zakupova? Please sit next to me because we will have one more speaker now, but after this we will have questions from the public, so I would need your support. Of course, you are the experts to answer to these questions. So next, it's my pleasure to introduce Mr. Dmitry Mun, the acting chairman of the Board of National Information Technologies. The National Information Technologies play a pivotal role in advancing Kazakhstan's digital infrastructure and spearheading key initiatives under the Smart Data Ukimet information system. Today, Mr. Mun will share the initiatives under the Smart Data Ukimet, including the digital family card. Mr. Mun, we look forward to your presentation.
Thank you very much, Katarzyna. It's a pleasure for me to welcome you all at this side event. First and foremost, I would like to thank you because we're here at a digital family card side event. I would like first of all to thank Minister Zakupova. Why? Because she was at the forefront of the development of this program, and she enthused us to reach our ultimate goals and to have this product, which at this point in time has received recognition all over the world and has gained a lot of traction here inside Kazakhstan as well. And my part of the presentation will be devoted to the technical parts of the system, maybe even the algorithm of how we implemented this digital family card program here in Kazakhstan, in order to explain to other colleagues who might have interest in implementing a similar approach in their countries and what they will need to do, what kind of hoops they will need to jump through in order to get where we're at right now. So we have this DFC, this program. We have received first prize at one of the recent GovTech conferences, and again, we've received first prize at this GovTech 2024 conference, which took place at the beginning of the year in Dubai. I would like to note here at this juncture that we as company are the operator of e-government here in Kazakhstan. We also operate our AI platform. More than 220 public services have been fully automated in Kazakhstan as a result of that, of our activities. And our team was also cherry-picked for the implementation of the DFC program, Digital Family Card Program. Next slide, please, if you can. I would like to point out that in order to implement implement fast a similar product, something that looks similar to DFC, two components are required, at least two components are required. First of all, the willingness and support from the leadership of the country in order to implement this product through a variety of ways and modalities. And because that requires integration of all the databases. To implement DFC the way it is now, more than 50 databases here had to be integrated into our data lake, which is called Smart Data Ukimet. This project is about 2 years old right now, and the main thrust here is that to make managerial decisions, effective managerial decisions at the highest level, what is required is up-to-date information, real-time information. And that is a big problem, collecting all of that data from a variety of different databases, because that requires authorization from owners of those databases. Because of that, 5 years ago, we initiated and spearheaded a project whereby now we made that step in order to integrate all the databases into one data lake. And more than 100 databases are now replicated overnight in that data lake at this point, which is quite a significant achievement in and of itself. Also, our caching function, which enables us, irrespective of what our law requires in terms of personal data protection, to get depersonified data. I would like to say that the operative word here is depersonified for analytical purposes. So all the requirements have been met for data management, whereby we anonymized all the data lines, and we can collect this data, but again, it's completely anonymized and depersonified, so we don't know to whom that data belongs, to each individual, but nevertheless we also can collect all the data that we need. And because the function of caching is universal, and you can use this key in order to identify families, for example, or individuals with particular needs in healthcare, in education, in income, in housing, etc., etc., and to pinpoint those needs and address them in a targeted manner. And next, which is also key for the development of such products, is simplified integration of databases for analytical purposes. We say that the e-government operator in Kazakhstan, which is us, we have authority in order to get access to anonymized databases online, which means that every night, overnight, without building additional software, we can access databases and read all the tables inside and collect all of that information in a data lake. What follows is just some technical and easy to implement solutions, and we will show you the functions that we have right now, more than 40 of them, and we have provided access to about 50,000 public servants to different information. And DFC, the digital family card, was built on this type of approach as well. Smart Data Ukimet, the data lake, enables us to implement not just DFC, Digital Family Card, but similar solutions, of which we have more than 20 at this point, on top of the DFC. The DFC, the Digital Family Card, in and of itself, can also be implemented on paper, basically in other countries, in order to determine multifactorial poverty, because there is an international methodology, Alkia Foster, in order to determine multifactorial poverty, in order to identify category of needs. And usually that is done by questionnaires. We send out people, they go to families, and based on the sample, then the results are extrapolated. That's just your usual statistical approach. What is unique with our methodology here in Kazakhstan, because we use electronic DFCs. Now, we were able to find all the parameters in our databases, which, of course, And at this point, I need to pay respect to the previous generation of developers which built those databases, and they collect a lot of information, a wealth of information, which enables us to automate all the algorithm calculations, and overnight we can replicate data from those databases and determine different classes and categories of needs of different families here in Kazakhstan. So how does that work? Every government agency has an interface where they can determine different risks. For example, families without employment, without income, families without housing, etc., etc. And we can determine how many of such families we have, 46,000. Also distribution, regional distribution, where they live, in which regions, in which villages, in which districts. Also information for each anonymized family and how many risks that family has. That information is integrated with our database EOT-NISH, and we see that more than 1 million applications were sent out by those families into EOT-NISH requesting public services, and all of that enables us to see where the real needs are of different categories of families with particular problems, with a particular set of problems. And our government is very receptive to technology. And right now, together with the Ministry of Digitalization and the Ministry of Labor, we are determining another rating and another approach to modality of evaluation of the activities of local governments, so that people in that emergency category will progress. New measures of public support will be developed together with the Ministry of Labor in order to cascade up those families from the lowest class to ever higher class. So just think about this. No family in Kazakhstan at the end of the implementation of this program. Of course, there can be some errors, etc., etc. We can talk about this later. But no family in Kazakhstan will be outside the scope of public services, and we will know what their needs are and what kind of public support measures will need to be planned in each district, in each village in Kazakhstan, in order to meet everybody's needs. We have been working with the system for 2 years now at this point, and it's one of the most visited smart data functionalities here in Kazakhstan.
We would also like to share the results, some facts and figures. This is what is being implemented right now in terms of the digital family map, and about 3.5 million proactive public services have been provided in the proactive format. In addition to the public services provided by the Ministry of Labor, we've started working with the Ministry of Defense in terms of the recruitment of people to the army. If previously the students or people with disabilities were supposed to come to attend the recruitment commission, and they had to spend a lot of money and time in order to provide them with some medical notes, the Ministry of Labor decided to implement the public services in the proactive manner, and this led to a huge line of the government authorities who are now willing to implement the same proactive approach in terms of the provision of public services. This is the approach that is gaining a good momentum right now, and we are now actively transferring the public services to the proactive format. As for the Army recruitment procedure, more than 170,000 services were provided in the proactive format. In general, well, this is pretty much it, what I wanted to cover on my side. If you have any questions, feel free. We are here to provide consultations together with the UNDP team to everyone who is willing to learn more.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moon. It was really impressive to see your presentation. The innovations you have showcased today highlight the significant strides Kazakhstan is making in becoming a leader in GovTech and digital governance. Thank you once again for your contributions and for providing us with a deeper understanding of these critical initiatives. We now have a little bit of time, some time for questions. And please, do we have some questions in the public? Please come forward, ask questions, and I'm sure our experts here will be able to respond. Don't be shy, please come.
Thank you very much for very interesting presentations. I have a question about the artificial intelligence. Probably this is the question to be addressed to everyone who is willing to respond to it. So, in the future, what is your vision of the development of the digital family map from the standpoint of the use of artificial intelligence? Can it deepen or strengthen this tool? Thank you very much for this opportunity. Since we operate the national platform of artificial intelligence, we already have plans to use artificial intelligence in the development of the individual plan of the proactive support for people in difficult life situations. It should be mentioned that statistically, people who file complaints or appeals in EO-Tanış, well, 80% of these people are categorized as Class A. We have from Class A to Class E. And people who are in difficult life situations due to different reasons, including the legal illiteracy or digital illiteracy, are not really aware of a lot of existing state support measures. And one of the applications which we want to implement next year is the awareness raising approach. That's when a person is explained in a very simple language about what support measures are out there. And that means that when you go to your Kaspi app and when you start using other applications on your phone, the targeting system starts developing your picture. And this is what helps develop the average picture of every family and find out what families are actually relevant. The system also allows one to ask a question and get the answer to the question with the help of artificial intelligence. It is available 24/7. This is one of the showcases which we're now testing in terms of the provision of some of the public services. I would like to add a few things about artificial intelligence. For instance, this year we transferred to NITEC the gender-sensitive indicators. And under the law on the domestic violence, taking into account the recent novelties, the work has been actively carried out with the law enforcement agencies and the Prosecutor General's office. A special arm was developed for them, and the gender-sensitive indicators are to be implemented so that the model itself, together with the AI-based tools, would develop the potential portrait of a victim or of an aggressor. Moreover, the Ministry of Labor, with the support of the United Nations Development Program, developed the surveys, up to 500 surveys to be precise. And these surveys cover different categories such as children, adults, able-bodied population, retired population, men, women, rural population, urban population. So when we try to cover each and every difficult life situation, we mostly focus on these categories in order to find some latent deep reasons for the family deprivation, so that in the algorithms we would take into account targeted support measures, because there are social guarantees. There is the register of the social support measures. And as Dmitry noted, it is really bad to see people ending up in category E because they're not aware of their rights, they're not aware of the policy measures. And thanks to such cases, we collect all the relevant information and we are about to implement everything in practice. Thank you. Let me add a few points. In general, the large-scale integration of artificial intelligence in different fields, as colleagues already mentioned, will demonstrate their use case. And of course, it means a lot of prep work from the standpoint of the development of data sets, data marking, computer capacity development, because you need to have a certain computing capacity in addition to other types of capacity. And in case a lot of citizens file their appeals simultaneously, we don't want the systems to be overloaded. Therefore, the computing capacity shall be sufficient. Therefore, we're actively working on the infrastructural part. Thank you.
One question.
Good day, dear friends, dear participants. I'm really glad to be able to attend such a conference. Distinguished Minister, when we had a meeting with Kazbek Mirza, who is the chairperson of the IT company, he said that it is advisable to remove the Russian language from the app, but I believe that we need to focus more on teaching the state language. So I said that since the electronic government, when it started to operate effectively, it was available in the Russian language. But since we celebrated the 30 years of our independence, I believe that it is high time to focus more on the state language, on the national language. I provided details in my letter, so if you have any questions about my letter, I can provide more explanation and maybe forward my question again. Thank you very much for your question. All government websites are available in the Kazakh language, including the electronic government portal. The primary language there is Kazakh. The microphone is off. I'm sorry. Well, whether we use a smartphone or any other electronic device, it is advisable to stick with the Kazakh language first. And I remember Baghdad Musin was pursuing this goal, but I had a meeting with him after all, and I had a meeting with Rostislav, who is the deputy minister, and I had a meeting with Mr. Moon in order to resolve this issue, but it's showing no results. Well, what's your take on this issue? Thank you very much for your question. I believe that this is a very complicated issue, and I believe that we need to establish the working group and discuss this collectively within our working group. Thank you very much for your suggestion, though. Hello? Mr. Madiev just mentioned this when he said about the Center of Digital Solutions. So how are you going to interact with other organizations? Because we are interested in big data, in the healthcare industry, and we're interested in transparent data. If you have a lot of big data, are you planning to integrate your databases with the databases of other organizations? Thank you. We work on the same database as Dmitry mentioned. We have Smart Data Ukumir that collects all information. These data are not disintegrated. This is one platform. This is the single platform. Access is provided to all government authorities, respectively. When we talk about the proactive services that are being implemented right now, they've been implemented through Smart Data Document platform. For example, there is the family that needs to be registered in a polyclinic. It receives the notification, and we're working on sending these notifications to the patronage systems, so that if there is a newly born, there would be a proper visit arranged by the patronage services. This system is working quite effectively, and there is no need in changing something, because thanks to the integration, we have combined everything on one platform. As for the further steps, the individual plan that will be developed based on the results of the surveys, well, this plan will be functioning under the same mechanism and with the same technology. You probably know that under the law on the domestic violence, it was decided that the family support centers will be established on the regional level, and with the support of the United Nations Development Program, the mobile application was developed for social workers. This mobile app, well, there is the Center for the Development of Labor Resources under the ministry, and we create jobs or provide the social workers with jobs. And these social workers come from healthcare, social protection, education, enlightenment, culture, sport, and domestic policy. That's where the social workers coordinate the activities of the family support centers. The social workers have their login and password, and they receive information about a certain family in a very difficult life situation, the social workers are not disclosed. The information about the families is not disclosed for social workers. So it means that social workers can hold surveys among families and work with different families without getting access to their personal information. This system was developed in order to assess the needs of families, and therefore we are very careful in terms of the compliance with legislation. We do not disclose data to third parties unless the family gives its consent. If the family is okay, we provide access to personal information of the families in order for them to be able to receive respective services. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I am afraid we don't have more time for more questions. And really, Excellencies, thank you very much for your presentations. It is a very proactive tool, and like any tool will be developed further to make it better and better to address these social needs of population of Kazakhstan. Thank you to all the guests. Kazakhstan has paved the way for harnessing the power of digital transformation to create a more inclusive and supportive society. And for us, UNDP, digitalization must serve those the most vulnerable and must serve government to address these issues. So thank you again, and thank you for all participating. And we, of course, can provide more information about digital family card for some delegates that are present here in the audience for future. So our colleagues from UNDP are also here, and we can provide further information. Thank you very much. Thank you for participating.